We have the pleasure today to invite Prakash, Dhruv and Alex and myself for a very interesting topic which will be helping you in your everyday life and whatever thing you're doing, like your career or your business or anything. Before we start this session, I would like to just request you, if you have a mobile, please switch it off or put it on silent. Thank you. And the bathrooms are just at the back on the ground floor, so if anyone wants to use that, okay? And how many of you are here for the first time? Wow, that's great. So you'll be given the opportunity to introduce yourself and share your views at the end of the session. For the time being, without further delay, I'd like to welcome Prakash, with of course a round of applause.
Thank you. And good evening, everybody. And once again, welcome you all to the Transformation Plus meetup. And first of all, I would like to thank Chamu. She's the lady who introduced me to Transformation Plus. She's not here at the moment, anyways. And secondly, I have to thank my mentor, Ravi Saha, who is the founder of Transformation Plus, and he is going to run this meetup in Sydney from this month. So today, I'm going to talk about goals, and these are the 4 steps that you need to, do on a daily or a day-to-day basis to achieve your goal. Your goal can be anything, any dreams. Can anybody share one of your goals or dream?
To become a documentary filmmaker.
Yeah, that's good. So this topic, when my mentor asked me about what is your goal, and I mentioned that I want to start an IT company in Australia, and he said, do you have a plan? Do you have anything? And have you thought about the process that you want to go through? And have you thought about the end result that you want to achieve? Where I couldn't answer any of those questions that he asked me. And then he taught me these 5 steps, which I followed on a daily basis. Now in the 2 years of time, I have an IT company here, which is of $100,000 turnover per year, and I have an overseas company which is supporting the company here. So I have to thank Prabhi for teaching me this, and I would like to share this with you all today. So first of all, that's the most difficult thing when Prabir asked me to tell me about my goals, because he asked me to think about how would you behave if you are a CEO of a company. That's the difficult thing, because you may know that you are not yet a CEO and you want to start talk like a CEO. That was very, very difficult for me. How many of you have had that kind of situation? Can you share, please?
Sure, at the beginning, in challenging yourself, your particular way, and you need personal growth, and whatever area that's in, and can't see yourself necessarily being in that space, but if you concentrate on it and you aspire to it, and keep working on it, one day it becomes easier.
Yeah, that's right. That's the same thing that I go through. And once I got my mindset that, okay, this is the way that CEO has to behave, this is the way that I have to think about myself, then this is the way that I have to be. That's going to be the end result. So I have to start thinking about what I want to have first, and then have to be like that, and then in the journey, I will eventually become the person who I want to be. And then, once we thought about that, well, that's not enough. The hard part is over, but that's not enough. Then comes the most important thing, which is plan. Everybody will agree that we need to plan in order to do or perform a task. It can be in any projects. It can be in your day-to-day life. Even if you want to go to a holiday trip, then you have to plan for that, right? So here, the planning comes with 2 other important tasks, which would be reading. Reading is a very important habit that we have to grow in if we want to plan something. That's what my mentor taught me. I haven't read even a single book for 22 years. And when I wanted to become an CEO, then I started to read. And my mentor has referred me a lot of books, and I have read a lot of books. And the important thing that changed my life is The Business School by Robert Kiyosaki. How many of you have read that book? So that's the one thing that you have to do. It's like a must to do. You have to read at least for 20 minutes every day before going to the bed. That's going to really change your, the way of thinking and way of planning. The next most important thing is the association. I think you are all here in order to associate with someone who have a very positive thoughts and positive energy. Am I right? Everybody wants to be here because you want to have something positive going on around you. This environment is going to bring you a lot of effort, a lot of positive energy and synergy. It creates the synergy that that's going to change, and you'll eventually meet someone who's having the same ambition as you have, and you will eventually start moving on. And I would thank Prabir. He's the person whom I met, but eventually after that there were a lot of people whom I met in my journey, and they helped me to become who I am today. So the association is very important, and you have to associate. And my mentor Prabhi, he always used to say one quote. If you want to know about your income in next 5 years, it's going to be the average of the top 5 people whom you associate. How many of you believe in this? Very good, everybody. So that's very important. So that comes in the planning. When you do the planning, you have to do those things. Then the planning is complete. So then you have to schedule the task, what you have to do for today. How many of you here for the last meetup, which was on the last month? So yeah, we have been talking about just for today. Just today. Everybody will have a very big dream, but they won't module in the sense they won't break it down to a single task that you need to perform on each day in order to achieve your biggest dream or the goal, the end result. So you have to cut down your tasks into a subtask so that you can do it on a day-to-day basis, and you can achieve that. And if you can complete that day-to-day task, it will make a lot of sense, and it will make your life a lot easier. So that will be the process that you have to do on a day-to-day basis in order to achieve your goal. Then this is the most difficult thing to perform. Just never compromise. You should never compromise when you are going towards your goal or a dream. In India, we used to say, just behave like a horse. Why behave like a horse? Do you know why? Because when a horse fall down, it get up quickly than any other animal and starts running again. So if you meet a failure, if you fail, then you have to quickly get up and start running again towards your goal. And whatever people say, whatever the noise that you hear from the surroundings, you have to ignore that. Do not compromise for the noise. And here I would like to tell you about the story of a frog. This is the story that I was listening to one of the audios, and this guy explained to me about the ditched frog. He was very successful. He is a multimillionaire now, and he explained me about, he explained to the people in the auditorium about a deaf frog, and at the end he gave the reason for his success. In this story, there were 1,000 frogs trying to climb a hill, and there were millions of other frogs surrounding the hill and trying to disturb and make noise and trying to pull them down, and stopping them to climb the hill. And at the halfway through, there were 500 frogs which fell down because of this noise, hearing those noise. And then when it was 75% of the hill, then like only 10 frogs were there, and 9 frogs fell down before reaching the top of the hill. And the only one frog was able to achieve that goal of climbing up the hill, because the frog was deaf. It could not listen to anybody. This is a very, this story has changed my life. I was thinking whether I have been doing something wrong by listening to a lot of people who were telling that, oh, this is not the right choice that you have made. The only suggestion that I can make to those noises is just be deaf, and you will be able to achieve what you want to achieve at the end. So you can have whatever you want to have if you follow all these 4 steps. Anybody would like to add anything on top of this?
Thank you very much, Prakash. That was a really interesting thing. So guys, from now on, please think whatever you want to have in your life. Plan, do it, never compromise, and that's only when you're ultimately going to have it in your life. Well, now we're going to call Alex, who is going to share something about inspiration, is it?
Inspiration and belief building.
Yeah. Please. Thank you.
Okay, everybody, you're making the first step to making something better. So everybody stand up and applaud each other, because you've arrived and you're going to get closer to your goals. Very good. Please take a seat. So I'm going to tell you the power of beliefs and how changing my beliefs got me from working at Woolworths to starting my own business and having a whole lot of fun and having a really good life so far. So beliefs pretty much determine what's possible. So if you have the belief that eating chocolate will make you fat, then you won't eat chocolate. If you have the belief that you have to get up and go for a run every morning, you'll get up and go, because it'll give you the energy for the rest of the day. So what are some examples of everyday beliefs that people have? Can it just be something simple? Going to work. You've got to go to work. Yep. Got to make the income.
It's hard to make money.
It's hard to make money. Yeah, okay. Yep. Yep. Believe in yourself. That's an empowering one. Yeah, very good. So those are examples of everyday beliefs. So I've got a friend at karate who does fighting competitions, and he came second in the nationals in Tasmania not long ago. And so I was keen to ask him, so how do you become a really good fighter? And he said, I was thinking, is it like technical skill, or you have to have the reactions, or you have to be built like that? And he was 17 and a half, and he was fighting an open age, so anyone from 18 and above, which is pretty impressive. And he said that it's a determination. If you have a big enough reason why you want something, then you'll find a way to achieve, the how will be taken care of. So he just, turned up training every day. He just did whatever he could to get himself to that level where he would be able to compete on a national or international level, which he does go overseas. So that's an example of a very empowering belief. He'll do whatever it takes. And you can have that belief as well if you want to achieve something. So let me tell you some stories. So the first story is Roger Bannister. In 1954, he was a marathon runner, and he wanted to run a mile in 4 minutes. No one had broken that record, and he believed that he could break that record. Sure enough, he did. And within 30 days, over 12 other people broke that record. So because other people saw that it was possible, then they thought, oh, I can do this as well. It's already been done. So if you see something else has been done, then that's an example of having the belief, okay, it is possible, so I can do it. The second example is Thomas Edison. Everyone know Thomas Edison? Yep. So his belief was prior. He believed in himself, which is also what Roger Bannister did, but he wanted to invent the light bulb. So he pretty much tried and tried and tried and tried, and he probably got up to 999 times. And a friend came along and said, "Are you going to fail the 1,000th time?" And he goes, I haven't failed. I've only found 999 ways not to invent the light bulb. So that's an example of there's no such thing as failure, only feedback. So that's an empowering belief. So my story is that I was working in retail and I studied film and television, I studied audio production, I was sort of in the industry, and I was just like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I sat down with my brother one day in his room and I'm like, okay, so what do I do? I've finished my studies, I've got to decide what I'm going to do next year. And he said, he asked me an empowering question. He said, well, what do you want to do? I was like, can you even ask me that? Is that a question? Is that really true? Can you ask yourself that? Because I'm so used to, okay, so you do your study and then you go in this narrow path. All right, so I've got to go here, I've got to go there. I can't just choose what I want to do. I've already been predetermined in a sense. So I felt locked down. But he opened me up and he said, you've got to take away all your perception of how much money you have, what your past experience is, and just choose. What do you want to do? And I was like, all right. I was sort of like perplexed for a little while. I thought, all right, I want to wake up one day. I want to say, all right, we're getting on a plane with a crew. We're going to Asia. We're filming a documentary. And we're going to share it with the world. And so from there, I was like, all right, got to start getting money. Got to start building skills. Got to buy the video equipment, etc. And now I've taken actions to get towards that. And it's been 1.5 years. So I've loved every bit of the journey. So that's an example of having coaches, mentors, or supportive people like this group here who are all ready to make a change or improve some area of their lives. So, how do we get beliefs? So, anyone want to say how we get beliefs? Anything? Nothing's wrong. Nothing's right or wrong. So,
Previous experiences.
previous experiences. Yep.
Other people's.
Yeah, totally. Other people. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So it's from like the examples we heard, and for example, people who are in the media, people who are in a position of power, people who dress nice, even. People who are already achieving success, like you've said, success. So, for example, what do we hear when we watch television? The news, for example.
It's a bad world.
It's a bad world. Very good one. Anyone else? Yep, the economy's bad. A lot of negativity. So how does that make us feel when we've watched all this?
Flat.
Yeah, flat. We don't feel like doing anything. I can't start a business. The economy's bad. So that's pretty much an example. So the media is already like conditioning us. We're just being pummeled with information. And if the politician's saying employment is down, employment is at 6%, then what do you think? Well, I don't think it's a good idea to start a new business. Who wants to start a new business? Yeah, cool. A couple of you. Yeah. So how are you feeling about starting a new business?
Yeah, good.
Good. Yeah.
Not listening to what they're saying on the radio.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, not listening. Yeah. So you might also feel nervous. So with the information that unemployment is at 6%, you could ask yourself, what else could this mean? And you can ask that question to absolutely anything. So keep that in mind, write it down. What else could this mean? So if you flip that around, you could say employment is at 94%. What does that mean? There's a lot of people in jobs. If my business doesn't work, I can always get a job, supposedly. So that's just an example where you can flip it so your mind, you're prepared to take action. One I'm going to throw in there is that when we see the media covering King Street or nightclubs or anything like that, most of the information is negative. It's like, it's violence. You're going to get bashed or something like that. If you go down King Street, the safe time, according to the news, might be like after 2 p.m. on King Street. It's not safe. So that's an example. However, 2 years ago, I used to go nightclubbing a lot. And this nightclub that I went to, if you search up on Google, the first result is like there was a shooting at this nightclub. So any of my parents see that is like, don't go to that place. Do you see what's on Google when you type it in? But I went there for 2 years. And although I was conscious of whatever's going on, it was completely safe and I just had a good time. So that was my belief, that it was okay. But that's not the media's belief or people who investigate it through what the media has been saying, I guess. So I've told you about business building, how you might not be comfortable because the media says it's a bad economy, the politician says it, and you're going to believe the politician because they're always telling you and telling you and telling you when you turn the TV on. They're just saying, you know, this is bad and this is how we're going to make it better. So if you don't have any other information and if you keep getting pummeled by the same information, you don't go out and source new people who have got successful businesses, then you're going to live by what the information they says and, you know, might be closed within your box. So the next point is actually what Prakash said about there's a saying that your income is the average of the 5 people you spend the most amount of time around. So that's because you all have the same beliefs. So for an example, like, I believe that it's not safe to start a new business. So when your friend comes along and says, hey man, I'm going to start a new business, I'm really excited. And have you heard about the economy? You've got no chance. You just can't do it. Don't risk it, man. You're too much of a good friend to lose you. So that's them trying to protect you because that's their beliefs. And you might go, oh yeah, actually, yeah, he's my friend, so he's probably got the right beliefs. But there's no right or wrong. It just depends who you hang around. And if you want to change your belief, all you have to do is hang around new people. So welcome to the right space. And from there, if you have an open mind, you're willing to accept new beliefs. So new beliefs gives you new results, which creates opportunity. So if beliefs determine results and you believe that anything is possible, you create massive opportunity for yourself. Thank you. Welcome.
Actually, I have to agree with you. Whatever you think is what actually happened. And actually, like, Roop will be talking about this thing, the power of spoken words, but after I have done my presentation. So, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. So, my topic of conversation today is something that everybody is after, success. I'm sure that everybody is looking to be successful, yeah? Have you heard the saying that behind every successful man there is a woman? Yeah? And have you also heard that behind every unsuccessful man there are 2 women? So be careful. Okay. So, success. What is success? Can anyone tell me? How do you define success?
Achievement.
Achievement. Any other guess?
Progress towards your goal.
Progress towards your goal. Yeah. Anything else?
Happiness.
Happiness. What else? What is being successful means to you?
Having a good family in the future.
Good family. What about you?
Getting what you want.
Getting what you want. What about you?
Balance in everyday life.
Balance in everyday life. Yeah. For you?
I think your bank account says everything.
Oh. So being rich. What about you?
Being
Nothing's right or wrong.
Okay. Okay. What about you?
And a lot of money.
And a lot of money. And I think like being able to talk English fluently as well. Yeah. So anybody else who wants to share? Sorry?
Fulfillment.
Fulfillment. Yeah. So have you seen, friends, that the meaning of success differs from person to person? And if you Google the word success, you'll find that there are so many different meanings that come up. In fact, there are so many books, so many articles, so many web pages that are linked to success. Success is something that everybody is after, but not everybody is able to achieve. Have you ever considered that everybody have a lot of dreams and goals? All of us have dreams and goals here, right? But have all of us been able to achieve these dreams and goals?
Not yet. Yep.
Why are we still running after these dreams and goals? What is wrong? What is the problem? Why are we unable to achieve these dreams and goals easily? There must be something, somewhere, that we are not doing the right way. So today, I'm going to share a couple of steps which can lead you easily to success. And I'm sure that all of you are aware of these steps, but you might not be following it properly. So basically, if you Google success, you'll find that the definition for success is, it could be the achievement of social status, it could be achievement of goals, fulfillment of dreams, or simply the opposite of failure. Agree? All right? So this is like some of the definitions that you can have from Google or like from any other website. So basically, if you are here, that's you. Sorry for my drawing. I wasn't very good at arts. So you have different steps which can lead you to success. The first one is determination. Success is in the trying and the continuation of trying. If you decide to do something, if you want to achieve something, and you do something one day, then the next day you say, oh, I'm feeling really lazy, I'm not going to do it. Then you'll never be able to achieve that goal. Whatever you do, you have to do it continuously. You have to keep working towards it. Otherwise, you'll never be able to achieve your goal. So determination is something very important. I'm not sure that, I think like most of you are here for the first time, but some of you who were here when Prabir related this story about the bamboo tree, I'll just like summarize it. So there was this Chinese guy who had planted a small seed, and he kept on watering that seed day after day. Nothing was coming out. Even after years, he kept on watering that tree. He was like kicked out of his village. He was laughed at. He was made a joke of. But still, he kept on watering and watering. And after many years, came out the bamboo tree. And then people realized that, yeah, the guy was right in whatever he was doing. So whatever you're doing, in whatever thing, like whatever you decide to do, you'll come across a lot of people who are going to be laughing at you, who are going to be saying a lot of things to you. Don't let them snatch your dreams. Be determined. Keep working. Keep trying. That's the first thing that you have to consider. Second step, you cannot win if you do not begin. Everybody won't have dreams. Everybody have goals. But if you just keep sitting like this, cross arms, and then you think that, oh, it's okay, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Or I'll do it next week. Or maybe like next month. Or maybe I won't be able to do it. You'll never be able to achieve it. If you want to attain success, you have to start working for it. Seize the profitable opportunities that is coming your way. And trust me guys, I'm sure that every day there must be a lot of opportunities that are coming your way. You just need to realize these opportunities. Just think about your day today, like whatever you have been doing during the day, there might have been a number of opportunities. A number of new people might have come your way. And they might have talked about things. They might have given you ideas, which you just need to process and seize that opportunity. So if you don't begin, you cannot win. There is a very nice saying that Mahatma Gandhi had said. I'm sure like you are aware of Mahatma Gandhi. He's from India. Yeah? So he said, instead of doing if you have to do something tomorrow, do it today. And if it's today, do it right now. So if you want to win, begin now. All right? The next thing is about sacrifices. Remember one thing. Whatever you want is just outside your comfort zone. If it was so easy to achieve success, then everybody should have been successful. No need to go out and work for it. No need to do any effort for it. Whatever you want is just outside your comfort zone. Learn to make sacrifices. Let's take a simple example. I'm a student, all right? So if I want to pass my exams or if I want to achieve good grades, what do I have to do? Can I do the same things that other people are doing? Can I go out and just go clubbing and going out every night and forget about my homeworks or my assignments. I have to sacrifice to a certain extent. I have to like skip watching TV for some days. I have to concentrate on my work. So that's like some of the sacrifices that I'm willing to give in order to get a good grade. I'm sure like many of you who are here have gone through a number of sacrifices in your life in order to achieve something. So you need to be able to sacrifice, because whatever you want, remember, is outside your comfort zone. So you have to change the way that you're living. You have to change the way that you're thinking. You have to sacrifice some of your comfort. Go outside your style of living. Go outside that comfort zone in order to work for your goals and your dreams. That's important. Next thing, which Prakash has mentioned earlier, you need to make a plan. A plan is very important, but how do you make a plan? You need to first of all write down all your goals and your dreams on paper. This is very important, trust me. Until and unless you don't write it down on paper, you can never achieve it. It's going to be difficult. Write it down on paper, put it on your fridge or somewhere where you can like just say it every day. Write down your dreams and your goals. Plan for your success. So write down everything that you are going to do in order to achieve those dreams and goals. Also, write down all the sacrifices that you're willing to go through in order to achieve those goals and sacrifices, those goals and dreams. Then only you'll be committed, you'll be focused towards achieving those dreams and those goals. And last thing that I'm going to like mention here, last step to success is learn to overcome rejections. Be in control of your life. Take control. You choose what does failure mean and what does success mean for you. Learn to overcome your rejections. Be ready to brace no's in your life. Not everybody thinks like you. Not everybody is going to be like you. Sometimes you might find that people who are very close to you might be the ones who are rejecting your ideas, who are rejecting what you're set at. But you need to be able to learn how to overcome this rejection. You need to be strong enough. You need to be in control of your life. So these are some of the steps that can actually help you achieve success very easily. Actually, like if you look at a lot of articles, you'll come across a number of different steps. There are several books that have been written where they talk about like the 10 steps to success, 7 steps to success, 5 steps to success. I have just summarized the ones based on all the articles and the books that I have been reading so far. And these are the things that I personally feel are the steps that are required in order to achieve your dreams and your goals. But you're free, like after the session is over, like you're free to add like more steps over here. Before I finish, I would like to ask you something. What will you do of your future? What will you do of your future? You actually have only 2 choices. You can either survive or you can succeed. You can either survive or you can succeed. If you choose to succeed, let me tell you guys, you can do it. Your dreams can come true. The best, your best is still in front of you. The reason is that because everyone was born to succeed. It just requires your determination. Just remember one thing, never give up on your dreams and your goals. Don't let anybody steal your dreams and your goals. It's your dream. It's your goal. So work towards it. Be determined enough. Start working for it. Make sacrifices, plan properly, and learn to overcome rejections. Success will come to you someday, somewhere. It will be in your life. With this, friends, I end my presentation, and I'll hand over to Roop, who is going to talk about the power of spoken words. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Anju. Wow, awesome sharing by Prakash, Alex, and Anju. So how are you feeling tonight? Excited? Good, good. My name is Roop. I work as a business consultant at ANZ, and I just love learning and sharing new stuff, new things, new ideas, just presented by Alex and Anju and Prakash. So tonight I'll share with you what was shared by public speaker Tony Rodriguez. Right? My drawing is not that good, but I'm sure you will figure it out. So, have you figured it out?
Yep.
Great.
Trying to work out, is that a bumper back?
The brain. Okay. The brain is the center of our nervous system, right? So, what is the function of the brain? Anyone?
Keep your life.
Yeah?
Process.
Yeah? What else?
Make decisions.
Exactly. According to Wikipedia, the function of the brain is to exert centralized control over all the other organs in your body. Okay? So this control allows rapid and coordinated responses to the environment. The brain is similar to the CPU in the computer. So it acquires information from the external world, stores it, and processes it in different ways. So, how does the brain acquires information?
Through the processes.
Exactly. Through our ears, whatever we listen, it gets processed in the brain. Whatever we see, whatever we smell, through a touch, feeling, and through our mouth, taste, and most importantly, through our words. Because whatever we speak, it goes back to our ears and gets processed by the brain. Right? So, the moment we speak, you give birth to it. Just like similar to seeds that are planted in your subconscious mind, which grows, takes root, and produce fruits of the same kind. So whether it's positive or negative thoughts, you will reap whatever you sow. So you should be extremely careful about whatever you say. Right? Words. Let me share a joke with you. Right? Let's say you are with Bill Gates. You know Bill Gates? Right? You're with Bill Gates in a helicopter, and his briefcase, which is full of $1 million, fell down. And he tells you, if you catch the bag, it's yours. What will you do?
Go.
You?
Definitely stay in my seat.
Has it fallen out of the helicopter, or is it still in the helicopter?
That's
Oh.
full out.
Oh, no.
No?
I'll let it go.
Okay. Did I say the helicopter is flying? The helicopter might be on the ground, right? But once I said helicopter, you associate it with flying, and you already saw that it's flying, right?
Yeah.
So words creates thoughts, right? Now, when you think about something, what happens? We have emotions. Let's say you're thinking about your girlfriend, boyfriend, or loved ones. What happens? You feel the love, right? If let's say someone shares an interesting opportunity, let's say Alex shares a good way to make business, to make good money, to become millionaire in let's say 5 years, how do you feel? Excited? Right? So, whatever you think, okay, it generates emotions. Now, let's say he has shared that beautiful opportunity. You are feeling excited. What do you do next? Before taking the action, you have to take the decision whether you will proceed with that, whatever he has shared with you. This is most important, right? You need to decide whether you're going forward or not. And once you have made the decision, then it follows by the action. No action following a decision is meaningless. Like Andrew mentioned earlier, if you have to clear your exam and you are not doing anything, nothing will happen. Right? So you have to take actions. Now, actions leads to habits. If you do something consistently and repeatedly, it becomes a habit. And a habit, once formed, is difficult to change. How many of you read books every day? Okay, for the rest, is it difficult to read or is it hard? For some people, if they open the book, they feel sleepy. Right? I was among them. So, if you do something consistently and repeatedly for 21 days, you will develop the habit. And you will continue doing it. Now, habits build your character. The development of the character is the important business of life. It's our character that enables us to become strong and good people. So whatever we are now, it has been decisions and choices we have made in the past up till now. Right? And your character will create your destiny. Be it success, as Anju mentioned, it can be in any sphere, studies, exams, work or business, whatever. So your character will build your destiny. So your word, whatever you speak, is very, very powerful. Let's say you're not well, and someone asks you, how are you feeling today? And you reply, oh, I'm not well. Now, just add, because this is what I want. to whatever you say. So, someone asks you, how are you today? Oh, I'm not well because this is what I want. Oops. Now let's change it. I was not well, but I'm recovering quickly because this is what I want. Let's take another example. Let's say you have lots of work and someone asks you, how is work? Say, oh, I have lots of work and I'm finishing late. Oh, because this is what I want. Now, let's change it. Say, okay, I have lots of work, but I'm planning my work in such a way that I will be finishing early because this is what I want. So, when we speak, we have to generate our words in such a way that we speak positively. Because whatever you say is whatever happens, right? So with that, I'm finished. So back to host. Thank you very much.
There is something very interesting that Dhruv has shared with us, and I really like the thing that he said, that our decision that we took long back was what led to actions that we have been doing, and which created our habits that we are currently doing, which has formed our character and which has created the destiny. So guys, think about it. Do you want to continue with whatever you have right now? Do you want to continue with the same thing throughout? Or do you want to change everything? Do you want to change your decision so that you have a better destiny? If you want a better destiny, you want a better future, you want a successful life, you know what you have to do. Start changing from the very beginning. Start changing the way that you talk. Start changing your thoughts, your emotions, your decision, action, habits, character, and ultimately your destiny. Whatever you want to be in like 3, 4, 5 years later is what you're going to be doing right now. So if you want to achieve something, start changing. Make a firm decision and start working towards it.